Δοκιμάσαμε αρκετές πτώσεις. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 φορές, ούτε που θυμόμαστε πόσες φορές το αφήσαμε να πέσει στο έδαφος από ύψος μέχρι και 2 μέτρων. Ωστόσο το KT-40 ανταποκρίθηκε σε παραλαμβανόμενες προκλήσεις με απόλυτη επιτυχία.
Letting go of you would be just like giving up the sunshine, sunshine. Caught me like a fool in the headlights, burning like a fire on a dark night. 'Cause we won't be here before, baby, you can't ignore me. What you waiting for? And letting go of you would be just like giving up the sunshine, sunshine. Giving up the sunshine, sunshine. Giving up the sunshine, sunshine.
嗨，各位观众大家好，今天我们要玩什么东西呢？今天我们在佩乐家社区的游泳池，然后今天我们要跟大家介绍一个很酷的东西，就是防水的手机。那防水的手机呢，我们今天要拍开箱，那个很厉害，是 IP68 的等级，它可以防水下1米的防水功能，而且呢可以防摔。那这个还有防尘的功能，而且不用装手机壳，不用装防水手机壳，它本身就已经是防水。接着。这个刚刚我们已经有在这个材质应该是铝的，然后呢在旁边防摔的像这，哎、你直接这样摔啊？对，它防摔，防摔。然后呢？哎。You can't ignore me. What you waiting for? 在玩 Apple TV 在玩。我还在看过。
Hallo? Ja. Ach so. Nee. Okay. Jo, tschö. Ja. Oh! Oh, bisschen dreckig, aber hat's überstanden. Dann haben wir hier die programmierbare Taste. Da quält jetzt die Telefonfunktion an. In Einstellungen sucht man ein bisschen, bis man das findet, wo man die programmierbare Schlüssel.
The brand name Cat is more prevalent on a construction site than it might be amongst a range of mobile phones. However, over the last 24 months, that same name has begun to increase its visibility in the mobile space. The S40 does not really offer anything that is particularly groundbreaking and make you want to rush to buy it, but instead it is a refined improvement on what already exists and is a logical consideration if you're in the market for a more rugged phone. If English is not your native language, click the captions button below to view this in your preferred language, and for the full written review that accompanies this video, click the link in the description. The hardware specifications are shown on screen now. There is no denying that the S40 looks larger and bulkier than many other smartphones, but it is not as square or rough around the edges as you would expect. With more rounded edges and generally looking and feeling more appealing than earlier devices, the black rubber that adorns the edges is what assists in resisting drops onto concrete from a height of 1.2 meters. Physical buttons rather than capacitive are a nice touch and mean you can use the phone with gloves on. The main ports remain hidden under covers to assist with the IP rating. Capable of taking 2 nano-sized SIM cards, these sit in a tray that slides in and out of the device. Due to being recessed into the body, it is not easy to remove and you need patience and a delicate touch. Chunky but solid, the battery is built into the phone and in total weighs 185 grams and is 12.5 millimeters thick. The 4.7-inch display is a good size and allows the overall phone to remain practically sized without being too big or too small. Corning Gorilla Glass 4 makes it tough and resistant to scratches and impacts. The screen has been optimised to deal with wet fingers and those using the phone with gloves on. Many other premium handsets do not allow this. The resolution is rather low, 540 by 960, so no HD resolution movie and media playback going on here. The benefit is improved battery life. If you observe the screen in detail, you can tell it's not as crisp and bright as many other phones, but is perfectly usable. When it comes to software, Android version 5.1 is installed out of the box, so it's relatively up to date. Whilst there are a few additions from Cat, they are relatively limited, and it means that the phone is not bogged down with things you do not need. To get the most from this device, you really need a Google account to access many of the Google services, but you can easily add your corporate exchange email account and social media logins to this device and be up and running within just a few minutes. Some of the additions you get in the software are shown on screen now. As a dual SIM smartphone, within the settings you can enable just one or both SIMs. You can choose which is the preferred SIM for what task or have it ask every time. You can personalise your home screens, download apps and make the device work the way that is best for you. Change the font size, the screen brightness, the wallpaper, the lock screen and the device password and more. You can even set different user accounts to limit access and functionality. You might occasionally give the phone to a child to play a game or watch a video, but you do not want them calling your boss or somehow deleting apps, so the guest mode or additional user profiles can come in handy for limiting some functionality. The 1GB of RAM and quad-core processor run fairly smoothly for the most part. Open quite a few apps or ask more demanding tasks of it, and it would be a lie if I said it ran perfectly. Containing what you need and want from a smartphone, the S40 has Bluetooth 4.1, Wi-Fi, GPS, 4G connectivity, microSD and NFC all built in. If you are not familiar, as a dual SIM enabled phone you can have 1 or 2 SIMs in the phone at any one time. Use both a personal and work SIM card in the same phone, or maybe a local and international SIM. The choice is yours. If you currently carry 2 phones, reduce this to 1 with the S40. The solitary speaker on the front is reasonably clear, but not as loud as I would have thought or expected. Audible, but it could have been better. Ringtones and message alert tones that have more of a shrill to them are better in loud environments. A little surprisingly, the camera was a lot more feature-rich than I expected, and even to a bit of a camera buff, or those really into taking photos, you might be surprised by what is on offer here. The capturing modes are shown on screen now. There are a series of filters, and within the settings you can change the flash mode, storage location, picture size and quality and much more. Switch to video recording and the options are reduced a bit, but still a fair number of options. Recording is available at a maximum of 720p HD. There is the option of up to 6 times zoom on the camera using a pinch and zoom on-screen gesture, and you can use the programmable key to act as a camera shutter button for stills and to commence and end capture. Post-image capture, the S40 takes a couple of seconds to save the image and be ready to take another image, which is a shame. The resulting images are mixed. They're not bad and in natural light okay. However, indoors under artificial light the colour balance struggles, often being quite yellow, and images in general have a bit of a haziness to them and lack the sharpness expected. A 3000 mAh battery is packed into this smartphone, and there is no denying that this is a decent sized battery. In terms of real world usage, well, a lot of this will depend on how active you are when it comes to calls or using the touchscreen. With a single SIM and average usage, we were getting up to 2 days, with around 20 to 30% left at the end of the second day, still usable but perhaps needing a charge.